what I've discovered is that I will automatically do that anyway. I will automatically figure things out. I will automatically explain everything logically, and I don't have to consciously try to do it. Even if I go like 100 miles per hour in a direction, I will wake up in the morning having like a logical explanation for what I did. So I don't have to like stop and do it. And then on top of that, I've gone through a series of like logical explanations to understand that life is way more than my logical explanations. The way I put it was, I put almost like an equation. Thought is not greater than life. Even though thought is not greater than life, even though we have somewhat been taught that in like this latest like scientific rational age, we have somewhat been taught that. But the way I'm thinking now is life is greater than thought. And one analogy you can use is reality is larger than any map you draw. And if you use that analogy, then you can see, of course, the map is going to be way lower resolution than reality is. And so when I went through all of those logical connections, I realized, oh, I'm treating thought like it's like some amazing, like it's some magical map that can recreate reality somehow, but it just never can. And that's where I was getting stuck. I was trying to like sketch reality and then like live in the sketch. When I thought through that logic and I realized that it was flawed, I was like, okay, well then I can just sketch and instead live here and then sketch when it's useful as a tool, but I'm not going to live by it.
Yeah, so I'll speak to the last thing you said and then the first thing you said. It's fine. It's quite interesting because you said like reality is bigger than the logical mapping, which is similar to me, where it's like I do that thing where I sort of fantasize a reality that just it can't exist. And I also have to realize that sort of the other way around, reality is not bigger than thought. In my case, it's like reality is smaller than my imagination. Imagination is thought. You might claim that I'm even speaking wrongly there and say like, well, no, but reality is bigger than your imagination. It's just you don't know how to make it happen or something. But I'm not sure. So I think it's kind of the opposite, at least from my point of view. I forgot the first thing you said. What was the first thing you said? Oh, I remember. I remember at least my response. Like you were kind of talking about how your logic or the logical way of thinking, more or less, it was a governor before, and you've realized instead of treating it as that, you've now flipped the script, so to speak, and now you use it as a tool to enhance everything. So it was causing you to work at a 0.5x rate, and now it is instead of just 1x after you've loosened the grip, it's like now you can do 5x, 10x, 100x because you've just decided, hey, I'm using this tool the wrong way. If I use it this way, wow, look at what I can do, and also not allow it to affect my life so dramatically that it causes me to just honestly not function well.
Yeah, the analogy I have is like a pinhole. Like if I try and live my life logically, I can only look through this. And then every time I can't see it, I have to like, okay, let me turn and figure it out, right? But that's just not gonna work. Let me just put that down and look at everything. Like let me drive looking through the windshield instead of through the rearview mirror, or sorry, the parking camera. Like some kind of like it's like using a camera to drive, and I'm like, and then I can only drive at 15 miles per hour. Yeah. But if I look out the window, I can see everything, and then I can just use the camera whenever it's useful.
Although, have you seen those rally cars with a navigator? Like they drive super fast, and they just got a guy next to them with a book, like telling them where to go. It's insane.
Yeah. I mean but that is almost like a great analogy for living through logic. Well, no, actually, it's not. But what I'm trying to say is that logic is a very narrow lens to use to live.
I think it almost speaks to emergence or just collaboration. It just shows you what you're capable of doing. Like you would not be able to drive through the mud and all that snow that fast by yourself. Even if you had a navigation, you're not going to be able to read the navigation and drive that way without that assistance. And you also, I think they may or may not have a radio as well. That's probably distracting more than anything. But you know, like NASCAR races or just certain, I think F1 probably, they have a pit crew and all that stuff talking to them too. So there's that kind of thing. So, it just shows the power like that you can draw out of multiple pools of energy.